Heart. In the ancient land of Eldoria, where the winds carry the secrets of old gods, and the ground beneath whispers the tales of forgotten empires, a gathering storm looms over the quiet village of Valewood. The sun hangs low, casting long shadows over the cobblestone paths, as tendrils of mist curl from the nearby Twilight Forest, a place known more for its secrets than its beauty. It is here, on the edge of civilization, where your adventure begins. You find yourself in the heart of Valewood, summoned by an urgent missive bearing the crest of the village elder, a wizened figure named Elowin. Her summons is cryptic, but pressing, hinting at an event of dire importance. As you approach the elder's modest abode, the air fills with the scent of incense and aged parchment. The villagers, normally bustling with their daily chores, cast anxious glances toward the forest, their faces etched with unease. Inside, Elowin awaits, her presence as commanding as the towering oaks that guard the village outskirts. Her voice, though frail with age, carries the weight of authority. "There is a prophecy," she begins, her eyes locking onto yours with a gravity that demands attention. "A whisper from the ancients has reached us through the forest winds. The balance of our world teeters on a blade's edge. A relic of untold power has resurfaced. Eldoria has long been a realm steeped in myth and legend, home to relics imbued with both magic and malice. The artifact in question," Elowin explains, "is the Aegis of Aranthor, a shield said to have been forged in the heart of a dying star by the hands of the Luminaris, celestial beings who once walked the earth. It is said to bestow the power to either unite or destroy, depending on the will of its wielder. But as with all tales of old, darkness lurks nearby. The Aegis has drawn the attention of malevolent forces, creatures of shadow that crave its power to plunge Eldoria into eternal night. The Twilight Forest, with its secrets and dangers, is where the Aegis is believed to rest, waiting for one brave or foolish enough to claim it. You must retrieve it before it falls into the wrong hands," Elowin implores, placing a rolled map into your hands. The parchment is marked with cryptic symbols, and a path leading deep into the forest's heart, where light seldom reaches. A chill wind breathes through the room, making the candle flames flicker. Outside, the distant howl of a wolf echoes, a harbinger, or simply the cry of the wild. You cannot be certain. Armed with knowledge and driven by the urgency of Elowin's plea, you step out into the cooling dusk. The scent of pine and earth clings to the air as you make your way toward the forest's edge. Each step forward hums with the promise of discovery and the threat of peril. The Twilight Forest is a realm of its own, a labyrinth of towering trees and tangled underbrush. Ancient runes carved into stone markers dot your path, their meanings lost to time, but their presence comforting in this vast, untamed wilderness. The air is cool and damp, a perpetual twilight casting eerie shadows that dance at the edge of your vision. As you delve deeper, the forest seems to close in around you, the trees whispering with voices not of the wind. Your senses heighten. The rustle of leaves becomes a symphony of hidden movements, the scent of wildflowers mingling with the earthy musk of decomposing leaves. Within these woods, time feels unreal, the path both familiar and foreign. The map guides your steps, leading to a clearing where the air changes, heavier, charged with a mystical energy. There, in the center, lies an altar of stone, half swallowed by the forest's relentless embrace. This is a place where magic thrives, where the boundary between the mortal realm and the ethereal is thinnest. As you approach, the temperature drops, and a sensation crawls up your spine. You are not alone. From the shadows, a figure emerges, draped in tattered robes that flutter like ghostly banners. Their eyes burn with an unnatural light, and their voice carries the weight of centuries. Seeker of the Aegis, you have come far. The figure intones, each word vibrating in the air. But the way forward is fraught with trials. Prove your worth. Without warning, the figure raises a gnarled hand, and the ground trembles. From the earth, spectral forms arise, guardians of this sacred ground, bound by magic to test those who seek the relic. The choice lies before you, to engage these ethereal wardens and prove your worth, or to retreat, abandoning the quest that holds the fate of Eldoria in the balance. The time for decision is at hand. The whispers of prophecy guide you, but your path is yours to choose. Will you earn the Aegis and protect your world, or will the shadows claim victory? The forest waits, ancient and patient, ready to reveal its secrets, or consume those who dare to tread its hidden paths. The air crackles with arcane energy as the spectral guardians materialize before you, their forms shifting like smoke caught in the moon's pale embrace. Each one is a relic of the past, a guardian bound to protect the secrets of the Twilight Forest. Their eyes glow with an ethereal blue, casting an otherworldly light across the clearing. The forest holds its breath as you draw your blade, the weight of your quest heavy on your shoulders. The whispers of ancient trees and the rustle of unseen creatures create a melody of tension, urging you toward action. The robed specter stands motionless, a somber observer to this unfolding test. The first guardian lunges, its movement swift and fluid like liquid shadow. You parry the initial strike, the clash of steel ringing through the night, mingling with the distant hoot of an owl. The guardian's touch is cold, an unnatural chill that bites deeper than any wound. But your resolve hardens. You know what is at stake. As the battle unfolds beneath the thick canopy, you engage the guardians with both skill and strategy, each encounter a dance of survival. The world around blurs, the boundaries between realms wavering under the strain of combat. Yet, amid the chaos, your senses sharpen, each dodge and counter revealing the guardian's weaknesses. You exploit these fleeting vulnerabilities, striking with precision, dispelling the spectral forms back to the earth from whence they came. With the final guardian dissipated, the clearing falls silent once more, the air still and heavy with the remnants of magic. The robed figure steps forward, an approving nod barely discernible beneath its hood. You have proven your worth, it states, the words echoing with a gravity only the ancient possess. The path to the Aegis lies open to you. A gesture of that spectral hand causes an unseen door to open in the air, revealing a path carved from time itself, leading deeper into the heart of the Twilight Forest. The light here is different, suffused with a golden hue that suggests the boundary between day and night, reality and dream. You press onward, leaving the clearing behind. The path twists and turns, guiding you deeper into the forest's secrets. The environment shifts subtly. The trees grow denser, their branches forming a cathedral-like archway overhead. Shafts of light pierce through the canopy, speckling the ground with dapples of gold. Ahead, the sound of rushing water draws your attention. Following the sound, you emerge into a glade where a river cuts through the forest, its waters shimmering under the soft glow of floating will-o'-wisps. The mist rises from the river, carrying the scent of fresh rain and the promise of life renewed. Here, the forest's magic is palpable, a living tapestry of sights, sounds, and smells that speaks to the soul. The water invites you to pause, to reflect on the journey thus far, but the tranquility is short-lived. Your instincts scream caution as a new presence makes itself known. Across the river stands an imposing figure, cloaked in armor that seems to absorb the very light around it. Its helm is adorned with two curling horns, and its eyes burn with an inner fire. A sentinel of shadows, one of the dark forces, drawn to the Aegis's power. Turn back. The sentinel's voice rumbles, deep and resonant, like thunder echoing in a distant storm. The Aegis is not yours to take. Leave now, or face the wrath of those who would command the darkness. The river rushes between you, a barrier, and a symbol of the choices that lie ahead. You must decide to challenge this sentinel and cross into the deeper mysteries of the forest, or to heed its warning and abandon the quest that could change the fate of Eldoria. The water roils and foams, reflecting the tension that grips your heart. You sense the weight of destiny pressing upon you, each decision a ripple in the tapestry of fate. The forest holds its secrets close, watching, waiting to see which path you will carve into the annals of history. With courage as your ally and the prophecy as your guide, the next chapter of your journey awaits. The sentinel's eyes burn with an unyielding resolve, daring you to step forward or be swallowed by the shadows you seek to defy. The choice is yours, adventurer. Which path will you tread in this land of twilight and whispers? Your heart beats with the rhythm of the forest as you make your decision. The river, a border between the known and the uncertain, ceases to be an obstacle as you draw your resolve. The sentinel stands awaiting your move, a dark guardian of the path you must walk. Rolling up your sleeves, you step into the chilly water, each splash echoing like a drumbeat, proclaiming your choice. The sentinel watches silently, its fiery gaze unwavering as you cross the threshold into its domain. The air thrums with the promise of conflict, and the very ground seems to tense in anticipation. The duel is fast and fierce, a clash of light and shadow. The sentinel is a formidable foe, its movements an intricate dance of strength and precision. The clang of its dark blade rings out, a mournful song carried on the night wind. You parry and strike, each collision punctuated by the crackling of energy and the swirl of mist around your feet. In the midst of combat, a strange serenity washes over you. Time stretches thin as your senses sharpen. You notice the subtle details, a flicker in the sentinel's guard, a shift in stance, and you capitalize on them. In a deft maneuver, you weave beneath its guard, your blade finding a chink in its otherwise impenetrable armor. The sentinel staggers, a hollow growl escaping its helm. And for a brief moment, the forest seems to hold its breath. Then, with an eerie hiss, it fades into shadows, leaving behind only whispers of its presence. Victory grants passage, and you emerge on the far bank, the river now behind you. The forest seems to breathe easier, the path ahead illuminated by moonlight and the silvery glow of bioluminescent fungi clinging to the trees. You press onward, the urgency of your quest propelling each step deeper into the heart of this mystical realm. The path soon leads to a clearing where the trees part to reveal a ruin, the remnants of an ancient temple dedicated to the Luminaris. Stones lie scattered like forgotten thoughts, and vines weave through the cracks, embracing the structure in a verdant shroud. A lingering scent of jasmine and cedar fills the air, a calming aroma that belies the tension beneath. At the center stands the remains of a grand altar, now overtaken by nature's slow reclamation. Here, the atmosphere is charged with the whispers of the past, and you feel a presence, a gentle tug on the edge of consciousness, urging you to listen. As you approach, the air hums with ancient power. A figure emerges from the shadow of the temple ruins, their robes a patchwork of vibrant colors, eyes gleaming with the wisdom of ages. An unexpected ally or another test? Greetings, Seeker, the figure says, their voice a soothing balm amidst your tumultuous journey. I am Thalia, Keeper of Echoes. You are close to the heart of your quest, yet the path ahead is fraught with choices that will shape the fate of all. Thalia gestures to the altar, where an inscription glows faintly, words etched in a language long forgotten. The symbols pulse with a soft luminescence, an invitation to unravel the riddle they pose. The Aegis, Thalia continues, rests beyond this point, but to claim it, you must answer the echoes of those who came before. Your mind races as you study the inscription, the symbols twisting and twining like vines in your mind. This is a riddle of profound complexity, one that requires not just knowledge, but understanding, the very essence of what the Luminaris valued. Time stretches thin as you ponder. Thalia watches silently, a guardian of choices. The forest around you seems to lean closer, eager to hear your decision, every leaf and branch a witness to this pivotal moment. As the moon casts her gentle light, you begin to see connections between the symbols, like stars forming constellations. You whisper the answer, a phrase of unity and balance, and the air stills, the forest holding its breath. The temple responds, the ground trembling as the front wall slides aside to reveal a hidden chamber. Light spills out, warm and inviting, illuminating the path forward. The Aegis of Aranthor lies beyond, a relic of immense power and responsibility. But as you take a step forward, a new sound reaches your ears, a low growl, deep and resonant, like the very earth roaring. From the temple's depths steps a creature of nightmares, a guardian awakened by your solution, its form shifting between corporeal and spectral, eyes burning with eldritch fire. This is the final test, adventurer. Beyond this guardian lies the Aegis, the fulcrum upon which the fate of Eldoria balances. Will you stand and face this monstrous challenge, or retreat in the face of the fury you've unleashed? The air around you crackles with tension and determination. The guardian roars again, echoing throughout the forest. The time to act is now, and the choices before you will carve your legacy into the annals of Eldoria's history. Which path will you forge in the land of old gods and forgotten tongues? Part. The guardian of nightmares stands before you, a towering specter wreathed in tendrils of darkness that lick the air like the tongues of a great serpent. Its form is a shifting cascade of shadow and light, the embodiment of the forest's deepest fears made manifest. The air hums with its presence, a palpable weight that presses against your chest. With the path to the Aegis of Aranthor unveiled, the guardian serves as the final sentinel, a challenge not just of might, but spirit. The forest seems to close in around you, the trees bending as if to witness the confrontation. Behind you, Thalia remains a silent observer, her eyes alight with a mixture of hope and caution. The creature's growl reverberates through the clearing, a cacophony that drowns out even the whisper of wind through the leaves. You steel yourself, your heart pumping courage into every vein as you draw upon all that you have learned, every battle, every decision, every truth. The guardian charges, its form a blur of shadows and fire. You evade its initial onslaught with a well-timed roll, feeling the heat of its passage sear the air above you. Rising, you counter with a swift strike, your blade singing through the darkness with a clarion call of defiance. Yet, the Guardian is relentless, its movements an unpredictable dance of fury. The clearing becomes a battlefield, every step a test of endurance, every swing a measure of your resolve. The Guardian's attacks are like waves, crashing upon you with unceasing ferocity. But you hold your ground, driven by the prophecy that brought you here and the promise of a world preserved. In the midst of battle, your mind sharpens, instinct guiding your actions like a guiding star. You notice how the creature's form flickers with each strike, its power rooted in the shadows themselves. An idea sparks, a gamble, but one with the glimmer of hope. As the Guardian lunges once more, you pivot, directing its momentum into a great oak that stands sentinel at the clearing's edge. The tree shudders with the impact, and the Guardian stumbles, its form momentarily destabilized. This is your moment. With a swift incantation, an old spell of binding taught to you by a long-forgotten mentor, you channel your will into the earth, drawing upon the forest's ancient magic. Roots from the oak burst forth, entwining the Guardian in a cage of living wood, holding it fast and sapping its strength. The Guardian roars, a sound filled with the echoes of generations past, but it is trapped, its form wavering as the shadows yield to your light. The forest's tension releases, the oppressive weight lifting as the Guardian's power ebbs. With the creature subdued, the path to the Aegis is clear. You step forward, your steps steady and purposeful, each one resonating through the chamber as you approach the heart of the temple. The air here is warm, infused with a golden light that seems to pulse with the rhythm of the earth itself. And there, resting upon a pedestal of intertwining branches and stone, lies the Aegis of Aranthor. The shield is a masterpiece of celestial craft, its surface an intricate mosaic of light and color, reflecting the majesty of the heavens. Power radiates from it, a subtle hum that resonates with your very soul. Gingerly, you reach out and lift the Aegis. As your fingers curl around its rim, a warmth spreads through you, a confirmation of the bond now forged between you and this relic of the ancients. Images flash through your mind, visions of past wielders, battles fought, and a world protected. But as clarity settles, so too does a shadow, for with the Aegis comes responsibility, and you sense the tendrils of fate weaving tighter, drawing you into a web of future challenges and alliances yet unknown. As you stand in the heart of the temple, Aegis in hand, a new sound reaches you, carried on the wind, a distant mournful horn. It's a call you recognize, the rallying cry of the shadowy forces that sought the Aegis for their dark ends. The horn sounds again, closer this time, a harbinger of the army that draws near. Their purpose is clear, to reclaim the power you now hold and plunge Eldoria into chaos. The temple trembles in anticipation, the forest holding its breath. Thalia steps forward, her face a portrait of solemn determination. The choice you make now will determine the fate of us all, she intones, her voice steady. Will you stand and fight, aligning with those who seek the light, or flee to safeguard the Aegis, knowing the shadows will give chase? The world outside waits, the forest alive with impending conflict. The time to decide is now, adventurer. Your choice will echo across Eldoria, a beacon of hope or a shadow of despair. The fate of the realm rests in your hands, and the battle for the future calls. Which path will you choose amidst the dawn of shadows? Part The horn's cry reverberates through the temple, a chilling reminder that the shadows draw near. With the Aegis of Aranthor now in your grasp, the weight of destiny settles upon your shoulders like an old cloak. The forest beyond the temple seems to shift, its mood darkening as the harbingers of chaos approach, determined to reclaim what you now protect. You emerge from the chamber, into the forest once more. The Aegis, a shield of both magic and myth, resting upon your arm. The moon hangs high, casting a silvery glow that dances through the canopy. Yet the tranquility of the night is shattered as shadows stir in the distance, an army of darkness making its relentless advance through the twilight trees. Beside you, Thalia stands resolute, her presence a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching dread. "The choice is yours," she repeats, her eyes meeting yours with unwavering strength. "Stay and join the battle to protect this land, or flee to safeguard the Aegis, for it must not fall into the hands of those who seek to corrupt its power." The decision weighs heavy as the sounds of impending conflict grow louder. Branch snaps, armor clatters, the distant roar of something monstrous. The night air is thick with the scent of damp earth, laced with the ozone tang of building magic. You look to Thalia, her resolve mirroring your own. Together, you decide, the single word, a vow, as much to yourself as to her. "We stand and fight." A nod passes between you, silent understanding in the face of overwhelming odds. The forest becomes your ally, its ancient wisdom and steadfastness bolstering your spirit as you prepare for the impending clash. The first wave of shadowy figures emerges from the gloom, foot soldiers of darkness clad in mismatched armor, their eyes glinting with malevolence. They move with an eerie synchronization, as if driven by a singular, dark will. The clearing becomes a stage for battle, the ground beneath your feet, firm yet trembling with the anticipation of violence. You raise the Aegis, its surface gleaming with the light of 1,000 stars, and feel its power course through you, a wellspring of strength and protection. The clash is immediate and fierce. Blades meet shields with a music of metal against metal. The air filled with grunts and cries as you and Thalia hold the line against the relentless tide. Each parry, each strike, is a testament to your resilience. The Aegis, a guiding force that turns aside the darkness's most potent blows. In the maelstrom, you catch glimpses of Thalia, her robes a blur as she wields both magic and staff with equal prowess, her gestures weaving spells that turn the very air into weapons of light and force. Her presence is a comfort, a reminder of the allies you have gained in this journey through twilight and prophecy. Yet as quickly as the first wave falls, more emerge, this time commanded by a hulking figure, a general of shadows, clad in obsidian armor, eyes burning with an insatiable hunger for the Aegis. Its voice is a guttural snarl, inciting the horde to renewed ferocity. The night deepens, the forest lit sporadically by the flashes of Thalia's spells and the glint of your blade. The Aegis hums in your hand, a living artifact lending strength, even as battle takes its toll on body and spirit. The general charges, each step shaking the ground, a creature of nightmare and rage. You brace for the impact, the Aegis raised in defiance as the two of you collide. The force of the encounter ripples through the clearing, a shockwave of energy and intent that sends soldiers tumbling. In that moment, time stretches, the world narrowing to a singular focus. This battle, this guardian of darkness, the line drawn here in the heart of Eldoria's ancient woods. With a surge of adrenaline, you push back, your mind a flurry of strategy and intuition. The general's blade arcs toward you, a scythe in the night, but the Aegis meets it with a crackling energy that sends sparks flying into the sky. The forest watches, an audience to your struggle, each tree a sentinel keeping vigil over this pivotal moment. Your allies rally around you, the tide of the battle turning with each coordinated strike, each spell cast with precision. The general falters, its strength ebbing under the relentless onslaught of light and conviction. The darkness that clings to it begins to unravel, and with one final decisive blow, you sever the ties that anchor it to this world. The creature disintegrates, a cascade of shadows dissipating into the night, leaving the clearing momentarily hushed, the air vibrating with the echo of your victory. But as the relief sets in, a new danger reveals itself. From the east, a flicker of flame catches your eye, fire against the night sky, spreading with an unnatural speed, threatening to consume all with its hungry inferno. This new threat looms large, a consequence of the battle that must be faced. The forest remains vigilant, its whispers urging you forward, even as the flames climb higher, painting the night with their furious glow. The path ahead remains fraught with peril, and the fight for Eldoria is far from over. The flames beckon, a new challenge asserting its dominance. You must act swiftly, for the blaze that now threatens to engulf the forest could signal the end for all you have fought to protect. Will you find a way to quell the fire before it consumes all? The choice remains yours, adventurer, and the time to act is now. The forest, once your ally, now stands as a battlefield of flame and shadow. The fire, a ravenous beast, devours the night with crackling ferocity, its orange glow casting dancing shadows across the ground. The scent of smoke and charred wood permeates the air, mingling with the metallic tang of the battle just won. You and Thalia stand poised at the edge of this new calamity, the Aegis glowing with a light that seems to pulse in time with the beating of your own heart. The ground beneath your feet vibrates with the anxious energy of the living forest, the trees whispering warnings as the flames advance, relentless and unyielding. To the river, Thalia calls, urgency threading her voice as she gestures toward the distant glint of water. The river, once a boundary between realms, now a potential savior against the spreading inferno. It lies beyond the trees, its reflective surface a guiding beacon in the encroaching darkness. The decision is swift, the urgency of the flames allowing for no hesitation. You turn and sprint alongside Thalia, the path illuminated by the flickering light, each footfall a cadence of determination. The forest blurs by, branches tearing at your clothes, the heat a constant companion at your back. As you run, a thought takes root, a connection between the fire and the malevolent forces that sought the Aegis. This blaze, unnatural in its speed and ferocity, is no accident. It is a continuation of the assault, a last-ditch attempt by the shadows to reclaim dominance in the wake of their leader's fall. You burst into the clearing by the river, the cool air a welcome balm against the heat that nips at your heels. The water flows steadily, its surface rippling with the reflection of the fiery sky. Here, the air is damp and thick with the scent of moss and water lilies, a stark contrast to the dry, burning woods behind. Thalia stands beside you, her breath coming in quick gasps, her eyes alight with the determination that has carried you both this far. We must use the river's magic, she says, voice firm. The ancient wards can be summoned to quench the flames, but only with the Aegis to amplify their power. You nod, feeling the weight of the relic in your hand, a conduit of hope and strength. Together, you and Thalia approach the river's edge, the water whispering secrets in its eternal flow. The task ahead is daunting, a meld of magic and resolve to bend the natural world to your will. Thalia begins the incantation, her voice blending with the song of the river, weaving a spell of calling and command. You lift the Aegis high, its surface reflecting the dancing flames, amplifying the magic that courses through the air. The water responds, a ripple turning to a surge as the river swells with purpose. You feel the ancient wards awaken, remnants of a time when the Luminaris walked the earth, their power still embedded in the land. The river rises, a wave of pure crystalline force directed to combat the fiery threat. Rivulets of water leap into the air, forming tendrils that race toward the forest, steam hissing where they meet the flames. The battle is elemental, the roar of fire meeting the rush of water in a climactic struggle for dominance. You focus, channeling your will through the Aegis, feeling its power merge with your own, a symphony of strength and purpose. The forest's cries echo in your ears, a reminder of what you fight to preserve. The water pushes forward, unyielding, a wall of blue that sweeps across the firestorm. The flames falter, their roar dwindling to a crackle as they are extinguished, overwhelmed by the river's embrace. Smoke rises in plumes, dark against the night sky, the scent of wet ash filling the air as the forest sighs in relief. Victory hangs in the air, yet as the last embers die, a sense of unease settles upon you. A new sound emerges from the depths of the forest, a low rumble that resonates through the ground. It is an ancient tremor, a summons from the depths, a call you recognize only too well. The river's magic has stirred something beneath the earth, an entity long dormant, now awakened by the upheaval. The very land seems to shiver, the trees leaning closer as if to listen. Thalia turns to you, a question unspoken in her eyes. The path forward is uncertain, fraught with the unknown. Beyond the edge of the clearing, where the light of dawn begins to touch the sky, the shadows deepen, hinting at a yet unseen danger. The choice is yours, adventurer. Do you delve into the heart of the forest to confront what lies beneath, or stand ready to face the unknown that approaches from the shadows? The forest holds its breath, waiting for your decision, the fate of Eldoria resting once more in your hands. Will you rise to meet this final challenge, or retreat, leaving the mysteries of the earth to lie hidden once more? The adventure continues, and the call of the unknown beckons. Heart, the earth trembles beneath your feet, a rhythmic pulse that echoes the heartbeat of the land itself, now awake and aware. As dawn's first light paints the sky in hues of rose and gold, the forest stirs, a living tapestry woven with threads of ancient magic and modern resolve. You stand at the edge of a new mystery, the river's magic having called forth a slumbering force from deep within the earth, a presence both majestic and ominous. Thalia, ever the steadfast ally, steps closer, her expression a mixture of awe and concern, as the ground vibrates in anticipation. We have stirred something powerful, she states, her voice barely rising above the whisper of the forest. Something as old as the land itself, perhaps older. We must tread carefully, lest we awaken the full force of what lies beneath. The rumbling beneath you grows, a gentle quake that shifts the very bones of the earth. It seems to beckon, inviting you to delve deeper to uncover the secrets buried within Eldoria's ancient heart. The air is thick with possibilities, the scent of damp soil mingling with the freshness of dawn. Determined to uncover the truth, you and Thalia make your way deeper into the forest, following the pull of the quaking earth. The path is overgrown, the underbrush dense with tangled roots and the scent of loam. The trees, towering sentinels, arch their limbs toward the sky, their leaves rustling a chorus of ancient songs. As you venture further, the forest begins to change. The air is cooler here, tinged with the crispness of morning dew, and the gentle sigh of the wind weaving through the branches. It feels untouched, preserved in its natural splendor, a testament to time's inexorable march and the mysteries it guards. Ahead, the foliage parts to reveal a new landscape, a vast chasm that cuts through the forest floor, its edges lined with ferns that sway in the rhythmic tremors. The depths of this rift are shrouded in shadow, a veil that obscures the mysteries below. Yet, from these shadows, something stirs, a presence felt more than seen, an energy that pulses with the same rhythm as the earth beneath. It is both a lure and a warning, a promise of discovery wrapped in the enigma of the unknown. Thalia pauses at the edge, her gaze drawn into the abyss. This is a place of power, she muses, her voice contemplative. Whatever lies below holds the key to a balance long disrupted, a force neither of light nor shadow, but something beyond. You nod, feeling the weight of her words and the significance of the moment. This is a crossroads of fate, a place where decisions will shape the future of Eldoria. The quaking has subsided, leaving an expectant silence that stretches between the earth and sky, with resolve bolstered by the Aegis presence. You begin the descent into the chasm, your steps cautious yet determined. Each footfall echoes, the sound swallowed by the shadows that cling to the walls like a living thing. Thalia follows, her staff glowing softly, casting light into the depths. The descent reveals a cavern vast and echoing, its walls adorned with the remnants of a civilization long forgotten. Carvings and runes, worn by time, tell stories of the Luminaris and their guardianship of the world. Amidst these markings, symbols of celestial bodies and pathways of stars hint at a knowledge beyond mortal comprehension. In the center of the cavern, the source of the tremors reveals itself, a massive stone, pulsating with a luminescent energy that mirrors the rhythm of the earth. It is a heart of stone and magic, a guardian left behind by the Luminaris to watch over Eldoria. Yet, as you draw closer, the stone's glow intensifies, casting stark shadows that dance along the cavern walls. This heart is not dormant, it is alive, aware of your presence and the burden you carry. The air vibrates with its latent power, a song of awakening that resonates through your very being. Suddenly, a tremor passes through the cavern, more forceful than before. The ground shifts, and from the shadows around you forms begin to coalesce. Spectral figures, hazy and indistinct, yet undeniably present. They are guardians of this heart, echoes of the past called to defend the secrets buried here. You face them, the Aegis glowing brighter in your hand, its light a shield against the gathering darkness. The cavern is a place out of time, a nexus where destiny and choice collide. The guardians advance, their forms shimmering with the ethereal luminescence of the stone. The air hums with anticipation, the scent of magic and earth, mingling in a potent brew. The time for action is now, a battle not just of strength, but of understanding and intent. Will you rise to meet these echoes of the past, forging a path that honors the legacy of the Luminaris? Or will you retreat, leaving the mysteries of the heart and its guardians undisturbed. The cavern waits, the pulse of the stone echoing the beat of your own heart as the guardians close in, their intent clear. The choice is yours, adventurer, and Eldoria's future hinges on your next move.